Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about how I've been getting some clapback for going to the food bank because both my husband and I are working. Now let me clarify, when I say I'm working, it's my channel. This is what I'm doing. I'm staying home so I can take care of the kids. I can run our everyday household affairs, and then I do the YouTube channel for my job. So YouTube isn't an additional income, it is what we count as one of our incomes. So the fact that both my husband and I are working, people are in hoots about the fact that we are still using our food bank even though we're both working. Apparently that's only for those who don't have jobs, which is not true. I think that's one of the main reasons I get hate on my channel is because of the fact that we're both working and we're utilizing our food bank. People are saying that we're being greedy, taking advantage of the food bank, because that's not what it's meant for. But the whole purpose of a food bank is to provide food for those who can't afford food. And I'm sorry, but food is astronomical right now. Who can afford it? Who can afford it? Your financial situation can flip on a dime, you guys. Like, you guys should know that. These people, these grown adults should know that. And the fact that people are pointing out that I have tattoos. So I can't believe you have tattoos, but you're going to the food bank. That is one of the most ridiculous things I have ever heard. I'm sorry I got a tattoo when I was 16 years old. I didn't know when I was 36 years old I was going to have to be utilizing a food bank. Like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Same thing when people say that you shouldn't have kids if you can't afford them. Well, I could afford them when I have them. But now, 8 years later, the times are a little different, aren't they? Our situations are different. So the fact that this country and these people are just lacking empathy for those that are struggling with the system that we're forced to play, that we're forced to be in. And people are saying, oh, young people just don't want to work these days. That's the problem. You just don't want to work. You're lazy. No, we just don't want to be overworked and exploited. That's all. Like, how many times have you heard that if you are one of the best workers, you're going to get overworked? And that's so true. Colby! Hold on, I gotta get the puppy. Colby! Speaking of the puppy, so some people have told me that you shouldn't have an animal. Come here. If you go to the food bank, there's no reason for you to be getting a puppy because we just got a puppy. Come here, good boy. It's okay. Come here, go sit down. So we just got a puppy, and they're like, you know, there's no reason for you to be doing that. So the fact that I can't have a companion now because the system's not providing a livable wage, that is absolutely ridiculous. So because I have to go to the food bank, I'm not allowed to have pets. Hi, Jack. Boy. We got Jack, our old dog. Sit down with me. Oh, getting dog hair in the coffee. It's fine. A little extra flavor. There you go, Jack. Good boy. And my old timer Jack here. Hey, hey. On the young yipper. So the fact that they say I can't give my children a puppy and rescue a puppy from the pound and give my kids a companion, I shouldn't do that because I go to the food bank. I mean, people's logic, it's like they're attacking the individual and what they're doing to provide for their family instead of like the system that's making them have to do that. Which I can understand to a certain point of saying that, you know, your life, your responsibility, you need to be able to provide for your family, but it's the fact that the system now is preventing that. And I think a lot of people are lacking empathy on those that are going through it. And a lot of people in the upper middle classes are now trickling down and having to experience what those have been in poverty or like the working poor are having to go through. And I consider myself one of the working poor because I have been working since I've been 16. My husband has been working since he's been 16. Like, I've had 2 to 3 jobs at one time before. So I have been working nonstop. And you know, I still haven't gotten ahead. My student loan is crippling. The education system, I was completely unaware of like credit cards and how much debt I was going to be in for my student loan. I had no idea. I was just signing. All right, I'm off to college. Woohoo! This is what being the American's all about. Go to college after high school, right? And that was the start of the downfall. And I was 18. So I feel like we're set up as Americans, maybe it's like this in other places. I can't speak for that, but we're set up for failure. And when other people choose to attack me because I'm showing other people what I do to survive. And I understand the taking from the needy, like taking from those who literally have nothing, but the food banks don't always work like that. Like, yes, some are only based on donations and what the community can give to them to help others in the community. Sorry, running out of breath. Still winded from my sickness. Sorry, coffee is great for you when you're sick. And then another way that people criticize you for utilizing a food bank or any kind of community resource, whether it's where I can go to a clothing drive and get free clothes for my kids, a book drive, get free books for my kids, a food drive, get free food for my kids. Like, no matter what their community resources, there's people that have like an image of a needy person in their head. And if you don't fit that image, then you're taking from those who do fit in their image. And you never know who needs help. The fact that you're prejudging on someone based on how they look is just ridiculous. So many things you can buy used. Like, I'll get judged on my kitchen equipment and be like, you got nice kitchen equipment. What are you going to a food bank for? I'm like, because I either buy it used or I find a way to get it for free, like by doing the product reviews. That opportunity came to me through my channel. I wouldn't have that if it wasn't for my job. I found a job that gives me the opportunity to review products that I use that I normally wouldn't be able to buy. That's what I have found to make it work for me. I can't feed my family in appliances, and there's not like in a free appliance store, right? There's in a gas bank where you're allowed to go get free gas if you could. If there would, I would be signed up to get my 1 tank of free gas a week or something, or whatever it is. Like, I get 1 batch of free food every other week, and people are up in arms about this, saying that I'm taking from others. And I just don't agree. I don't agree, especially with the fact that every food bank is different. Like I said, some of the food banks may be smaller and they only rely on community donations, but there's other food banks like mine that get donations from the store. We have a Costco. We have organic stores. We have 4 Albertson stores. We have 2 Yorks, yeah. Y-O-R-K, Yorks, which are kind of like a fancy store too. We have 2 of those. We have a Rosauers. We have a Winco. We have so many stores, 2 Walmarts that donate to the food bank their expired food that people aren't buying because it's too expensive. Have you seen the prices in the grocery store? It is outrageous. I paid $4 for a gallon of milk. $4 for a gallon of milk when I can go to the food bank and get a gallon for free to last me 1 week. If the community is offering me to get this close to expired food so I can feed my family and cut some of my costs at the grocery store, I'm gonna do it. And no matter who tells me that I'm taking from others, these random strangers on the internet, tell them, Kobe, I'm not taking from others. There's plenty to go around. There's still food that gets thrown away at the end. So if you think that the food bank has an opportunity to help you, go see. If you get there and you see that there's barely anything and you're like, you know what, there's not much here, I think I'll be okay. But then you could go to one and see that there's a lot there. Like, I've gotten cases of bacon from this food bank, and people say I'm taking from those who are destitute. But like, if you're destitute and living on the streets, what are you gonna do with a 20-pound case of raw bacon? You know, that's stuff that can go to a working family that they have the equipment and the space to break it down, and that'll help them. It's not just one or the other. And I really hope that everybody would look into your local food bank and kind of see what their status is. Yes, some are getting depleted faster because more of us are needing help, but other ones are getting more and more donations because the stores can't sell a lot of their expired food, or the fact that they're getting grant money. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but with grants, the more people that show up, the more in demand they are, the more money they get to fund that demand. So the more people that show up, the more money that they get. So it's beneficial to the food bank. Now again, not all food banks are like this. Make sure you check out yours. Some people even go to multiple food banks because this one does fresh veggies, this one does frozen meat, this one does expired dairy, you know, so you go to multiple ones to get a collection of what you need to feed your kids. Like, we are using this food to feed kids. We're not, I'm not hoarding this food so I can take from others. That's not it. The world is so hard right now. The grocery stores are so expensive. I cannot pay those prices, even with both of us working. So I'm using my local resource, and I have no shame in that. I really don't. And there's people flying all the shame at me, trying to shame me as a mother, saying, you know, what am I teaching my kids? I'm teaching my kids where to find food if they need it. That's what I'm teaching them. I'm teaching them that we get this, and we use this from the food bank, and then we pull from our pantry. What do we have from here? Okay, what do we need left? Let's go to the store and get that. That's what I'm teaching my kids, how to get food from several different sources. And not only that, I had one person say, well, do you give to the food bank or do you just take from it? And And I hate the word taking from it, because you get there and they're like, hey, what can we give you? Like, they're giving it to me. I'm not, taking it. But to that, like, I don't have to give to the food bank if I'm utilizing it. I give in other ways to the community. For example, my kids and I did the giving tree this year. So the money we were able to save by going to the food bank, we put back into a giving tree. My kids weren't on the giving tree. We picked kids from the giving tree to give to, and I did that for my kids. My kids and I shop for each other at Goodwill. So I'm teaching my kids the community aspect of this, of utilizing the community and giving to the community. A couple of months ago, we had a really bad storm and power was cut out all in Missoula, and there's people who couldn't cook. You know what I did? I cooked a bunch of meals, drove to Missoula, and handed them out. I fed like 12 families. That felt so good, and I was able to do that. That was my resource that I was able to give to people, because you can't take like the raw products from the food bank, cook, and give it back to them. They don't allow that. So you have to give to people who know that it's from your house, you're cooking, stuff like that. So that was me being able to use my resource of going to the food bank and using that food to feed those who need. So there's different ways to give to the community, and don't let people shame you because you're utilizing one resource, but giving in another way, So I'm not gonna feel shamed for not having a job outside of the house. It's great to be able to volunteer at my kids' school, to be here if one of them's sick, to manage the household, and to be able to work from home. I'm sorry I was able to find a job that did that for me. Go do that for yourself. Working this 9 to 5, the leaving before it's light and getting home when it's dark, it's not good for us. Humans were not meant to live this way. And things have got to change, and we're not gonna change them by picking at each other. So I want to hear from you guys. What is your perspective on this? What do you feel? How are you doing right now? Are you struggling? What was Christmas like for you guys? I know that I had to start buying things around September, and I got used from Marketplace or got clearance at the stores, or is able to save up and buy online. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear your experiences. I want to know what you guys think. This is a tough time for everybody in the world, but I know I just have perspective here in America, and it sucks. Like, people are having to work 3 jobs to survive, and then other people are raising our kids. We have no quality of life. The cost of hobbies has gotten out of control. Concert tickets, $500 for like nosebleed seats. This is outrageous. We can't afford to keep paying these prices. So something has got to give. And the one thing that we shouldn't be doing is attacking each other. So if you're struggling, if you know someone's struggling, please reach out to your local food bank. See what you can do. Even if you feel bad taking food, maybe volunteer your time. I know I volunteer my time at the food bank, and that's what got me the perspective that I have, is because I was in the lines at the food bank. Not only am I shopping at the food bank, I volunteer. I see behind the scenes. I see how much food gets wasted. So when they come in and they throw food at me and they tell me, you want 50 pounds of potatoes because no one will take this, because no one knows what to do with it. I will take it because I know what to do with it, and that's what I like to provide with my channel, is teaching people what to do with food that they get from the food bank, or maybe something that a cheaper cut of meat that they got on sale and they don't know what to do with, because cooking is a lost art, and that's something that I thrive in. So that is what I bring to the table. That is what I am doing with my YouTube channel, is not only teaching people how to cook, but encouraging them to go seek help if they need it. Okay, I think that was about it on my rant. The dog's over here chasing his tail. He's so cute. Anyway, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. And those of those who are hating on me for going to the food bank, keep the engagement coming. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to do what I can for my food bank. I'm going to do what I can for my community, but I'm also going to make sure that I take care of my family. And I'm not going to be shamed for that. So I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas, and I hope they have an amazing 2025. It's going to be quite a ride, so let's buckle in for that one. Let's stay supportive of each other. Let's stay empathetic of other people and understand not everybody's in the same situation as us. Not everybody has the same perspective as us, and let's just be nice. Be kind, right? A simple thing. Be kind in 2025. Oh wait, I need another one. Make sure you high five in 2025. All right, that was just lame. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I'll catch you next time on Mama Bears.